The soccer coach grabbed my arm just as I was about to walk toward the parking lot and said quietly, "Your son shouldn't leave with that man." The urgency in his voice stopped me cold. It wasn't panic. It was certainty. That was what made my stomach drop. It was the end of Saturday practice, and I had rushed straight from work to pick up my 9-year-old son, Ethan. The field was still buzzing with noise. Parents folded lawn chairs, kids chased stray soccer balls, and someone laughed loudly near the snack table. It was the kind of familiar chaos that makes you feel safe without even thinking about it. I followed the coach's gaze across the field. Ethan stood near the benches, tugging his hoodie over his head. Beside him was a man I didn't recognize. Mid-40s, baseball cap pulled low, relaxed smile. One hand rested on Ethan's shoulder like it belonged there. "That's probably his uncle," I said automatically, even though I wasn't sure. My brain scrambled to explain it away. Ethan's dad had mentioned distant relatives before. Surely someone would have told me. The coach shook his head. I asked him which team Ethan plays for. He got it wrong. Then he guessed again. My chest tightened. What else? "He showed up late," the coach said. "Waited until practice was almost over. And Ethan hasn't said a word since he arrived." I started walking toward them, forcing myself not to run. Ethan spotted me and froze. He didn't wave. He didn't smile. His eyes flicked to the man, then back to me, and he mouthed something I couldn't hear. The man turned and grinned when he noticed me. "You must be Mom," he said easily. "I'm helping out today." "With what?" I asked. He hesitated, just long enough to notice. Pickup." I crouched beside Ethan. "Hey, buddy," I said softly. "Who is this?" Ethan's fingers curled tightly into my sleeve. "He said Dad asked him to get me," he whispered. "But Dad didn't text me. He said you were busy." The man laughed a little too casually. "Kids forget things all the time." I stood up slowly. "What's my husband's name?" He blinked. "Mark." "No," I said. "That's not right." The smile slid off his face. Around us, parents began to slow down, sensing something was wrong. The coach stepped closer. "Sir, but why don't you wait over there while she sorts this out?" "I don't have time for this," the man snapped. "I was told to pick him up." "By who?" I asked. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. Ethan squeezed my hand hard. "Mom," he whispered, barely audible. "He talks to me sometimes when I ride my bike. He knows my name. He said today was okay because practice ends late." A cold wave washed through me. I suddenly remembered Ethan mentioning a guy with a dog weeks earlier. I hadn't thought twice about it. I pulled out my phone. "I'm calling my husband." The man took a step back. "This is ridiculous. You're making a scene." Before I could dial, Ethan slipped something into my hand, a folded scrap of paper damp from his palm. It read, he said not to tell anyone. That was it. I looked at the coach. "Call the police." The man swore under his breath and turned toward the parking lot. Two dads immediately stepped into his path without saying a word. Someone locked their car remotely, the horn chirping sharply in the sudden silence. Police arrived within minutes. The man claimed it was a misunderstanding, said he'd mixed up fields, said he was helping a friend. His story changed every time an officer asked a question. When they searched his car, they found a backpack in the trunk. Inside were snacks, a hoodie Ethan's size, a water bottle with his name written on it, and a printed copy of the soccer schedule with our field circled in red marker. Later, an officer told me the man had been reported near several parks and sports fields. He never grabbed kids. He waited for moments when adults assumed that someone else had checked. That night, as I tucked Ethan into bed, he asked quietly, "Why was he lying?" I kissed his forehead. "Because you were brave," I said. And he wasn't expecting that. I lay awake long after he fell asleep, replaying every second. One practice, one familiar field, one stranger counting on silence, and one child who spoke up just in time.